Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing well. And today is that Tornadus Raid guide video, which I promised a couple of days ago. Today we're just going to take you through the counters, what your catch CPs are, what its base stats are, and what moveset particularly that you need to be careful when encountering. So let's get into it. Tornadus is an unusual one because Tornadus is the only pure flying type legendary Pokemon. In fact, it's only one of 3 pure flying type Pokemon, full stop. Yeah, it's fairly unique. However, because of what Niantic have done to it in terms of movesets, at the moment it's not going to be very useful as a flying type counter or a flying type attacker. Tornadus is here for about 3 weeks, so February the 4th. Unfortunately, you know the drill. For us, that will be February the 5th at 6 AM, because obviously tonight, 9 PM, no raids will be reappearing, unfortunately. February the 5th, 6 AM, it is here until February the 25th at 9 PM. So yeah, solid 3 weeks it's around for. Tornadus is one of those legendaries that has 2 forms. An Incarnate, which is the floaty one. I like to think Incarnate in clouds. That's kind of what it is. And then Therian is the one that has wings and stands on its own 2 legs. We believe that we're getting the Incarnate form first. I don't think we've ever had a legendary Pokemon that's had 2 forms. Oh no, we have, Giratina. I tell a lie. So, Giratina obviously had Altered and Origin form, and they did them separately. So the only issue is that Giratina is actually quite a good ghost type, and it's a mediocre dragon type. Whereas this, it's not, neither form is a good flying type attacker. So I don't know whether they'll do them together or we may just get Incarnate first. We'll have to see. We'll do both of them here. So the Incarnate, you will have the normal 100%er is 1911 CP, and it will go all the way down to the 67% at 1828. So that's the trophy number that you're looking for. And weather boosted, flying type obviously only boosted in windy weather, which at the moment we've actually got. Yeah, your weather boosted 100% is 2389, and the 67 weather boosted is 2285. It's got a base attack of 266. So it's still pretty high up there. The only, obviously you need an attack stat that's going to complement a moveset, and as we get into, its moveset is not particularly useful. Defense 164 and HP 188. Incarnate form is a possible duo in the right conditions, so you will need partly cloudy for your rock types and rainy weather for your electric types. Obviously snow for ice, but the likelihood of us having snow here in London at the moment is in the negative percentage, frankly. The Therian form is actually a bit worse. It's a bit of a worse attacker, so 100% IV for the Therian form, 1837 non-boosted, and the boosted is 2296. Its HP is the same, its defense is a little bit higher, and its attack is 238. That one, the Therian, will be a trio one because obviously that's got higher defense. They both learn the same move-sets, so I believe it is Wing Attack, Hurricane as the flying type moves, and then other charge moves it will get are Hyper Beam, Grass Knot, and Dark Pulse, and Bite is the other fast move as shown by the graphic. Because it's pure flying type, it is weak to Electric, Rock and Ice, like I said. The counters are very much dependent on the moveset. Obviously Grass Knot is the only move that's going to cause a problem when you're raiding it. Grass Knot is going to be super effective against your rock type Pokemon like Rampardos, etc. So what you're going to need to do is, you know, evaluate your recommended and see what it is suggesting, and if you find that it's got no Rampardos or Terrakion or Rhyperior, Golem in there at all, or Tyranitar, it's more than likely going to be Grass Knot. Nevertheless, your best options, the 2 best ultimate counters I might say, Rampardos is rock type, pure rock type, and with the Smackdown Rock Slide moveset, it's got, you know, a beastly attack stat. However, it is a bit of a glass cannon. That's where the Grass Knot moveset on Tornadus is going to potentially stop you dead in your tracks. My personal option would be to go for the electrics. The electric type Pokemon will have no counters in Tornadus' moveset. So Raikou, I suspect Raikou might be coming, it may come back after Woobat in the research breakthrough, because obviously since the beasts were in their raid days last year, we haven't seen them in the research breakthrough box. I wouldn't be surprised if they came back. Other electric type attackers, you've got Magnezone. Magnezone is a fantastically tanky, well, it's got good defense, it's got pretty decent attack, it's fairly easy to find. You do need to have 125 candy to evolve it, and also you need the magnetic lure. Magnezone gets the Spark Wild Charge. Zapdos with the Legacy Thundershock Raid Day moveset, that's another good one. Zapdos Thundershock, I think Thunderbolt is probably your best damage per second moveset. Electivire is another one. Sinnoh evolution. Electabuzz and Elekid are quite easy to find, they can be shiny. Electivire is the Thundershock Wild Charge, much like Raikou, so that's where Electivire I think might outdo Magnezone and Zapdos. Other counters, you're going moving into the different typing. So top tier, obviously, we raided Terrakion back in the day. So Terrakion, obviously, fantastic Pokemon, very, very beefy, good rock type moveset of Smackdown Rock Slide. So less Glass Cannon Rampardos basically. I've got one powered up, not all the way, so that's the only thing, is it's a newer legendary, you may not have it powered up, and also it's going to be weak to the Grass Knot. Mamoswine, Ice type, beastly Ice type Pokemon, the best Ice type in the game at the moment. However, because it's a dual ground type, it's also going to be weak to the Grass Knot move. You see where the Grass Knot is actually going to combat quite a lot. This is one I haven't seen very many people add, is actually Rhyperior. Even at the moment, it's still the 4th best rock type with Smackdown and Stone Edge. But we've got, remember, it's actually just been selected as the February Community Day Pokemon, and it will get Rock Wrecker. Now, depending on how Rock Wrecker turns out as a move, we'll have to see if it's going to overtake Terrakion. It will certainly overtake Smackdown Tyranitar, I would assume, in terms of damage per second. Obviously, February Community Day is February the 22nd. You will only have like 3 days left of Tornadus in raids by that point. But Rhyperior with the Community Day moveset Rock Wrecker, that's a prime counter, I would definitely say. It is obviously double weak to grass, I believe, ground and rock. However, if you don't have those top tier counters, which I would seriously suggest, if you don't, obviously Zapdos Legendary, Raikou Legendary, they're not available at the moment. I do have quite a few Legacy Zapdos left to trade, and if you didn't get a good Terrakion, and obviously Cranidos is a bloody rare Pokemon and really annoying to try and find. Let's focus on the Magnezone and the Electivire. So those two are pretty common and also pretty cheap in terms of candy evolve and maxing and stuff. I would seriously suggest, if you haven't got a good electric type team, go for Electivire and Magnezone. They're both fantastic, they both get really good moves. They both get Wild Charge, which is the most powerful charged electric move. But for example, if you don't have any of those, obviously you've got a couple of other counters. Tyranitar with the Smackdown Legacy Community Day moveset. I hope a couple of you managed to evolve some more back in December for the 2019 rerun. Glaceon, obviously that's going to not be susceptible to Grass Knot as a move from Tornadus. All you need is a Glacial Lure, you'll get some good Pokemon spawns from it, stack up on some good IV Eevee, it's still a beastly counter, it gets Avalanche, it's a good Pokemon. Weavile also, and because it's Ice and Dark type, it's, if you can counter a Tornadus with Bite and Dark Pulse, it's going to resist that, which is excellent. Another one that you may have a couple good IV of, and also it's in raids and 10k eggs, is Luxray. Evolves from Shinx, it does get Wild Charge, I believe, and it's got the shiny, so you could flex the shiny Luxray if you felt like it. But there are a few other interesting counters. Certainly I'm going to take a little look for as if you've just picked up the game again. Some unusual ones you could use here is Mewtwo. Mewtwo with Psycho Cut for the fast charging of your charge move, with either Thunderbolt or Ice Beam. They're both going to be super effective. Mewtwo will get countered by Bite and Dark Pulse on Tornadus, that's the only problem. Heatran, which it's just leaving today actually as I upload this video. It's only got 2 hours left, I say. If it has Bug Bite, very fast, quick move, and Stone Edge. Obviously Stone Edge, rock type move, going to be super effective against Tornadus. And Heatran will pretty much resist all of its moves. What I just evolved to in a couple of videos ago, Darmanitan with Fire Fang, and it gets Rock Slide. Rock Slide, great move. If you're really lacking in terms of electric types, you've got Arcanine. Arcanine can have a full electric type moveset. It does learn Wild Charge, so that's one if you have a shiny Growl if you want to flex. And another sort of unorthodox one is Melmetal. Obviously you get that from Meltan. There was the quest to get one, and also you get it from getting the Let's Go mystery box. It learns Thundershock, Rock Slide. That is a killer moveset. It's especially good in PvP, very, very fast. Highly recommended against all of the Team Rocket leaders, I must say. So if you've got a Melmetal, or a Meltan that you need to evolve. Rare candies, yeah, you could put rare candy into it if you needed to. You could have Articuno. If you have an Articuno, that is an ice type. It does get some good ice moves. It's not the best ice type in the game. If you really felt like it, I'm sure you could use Regice if you really wanted to. Again, final point. With Tornadus, the only move that is going to possibly ruin your chance of a duo or a trio is Grass Knot. Grass Knot is 2-bar grass type charge move. It's obviously one of those put into the pool just to counter all of the rock types, the best rock types, because they know Niantic will know and look at Rampardos and go, Rampardos, if somehow you had a squad of like 12, your duo is going to be very, very simple. So they put that in there to throw a little bit of a jeopardy into the mix. But Tornadus' other moves, you know, Hurricane, Hyper Beam, Dark Pulse, none of those are going to be super effective against any other counters. Choppers again. I have the film permit. Crap, I can't remember what I was saying now. But it's here for 3 weeks, and it's not just going to be the only legendary Pokemon that you're going to need electric types for. Electric, rock, or ice types. They're all very useful Pokemon in the general meta. That is the Tornadus Raid Guide complete. I hope you found that sort of remotely useful. A couple of other bits. So I mentioned, obviously, in the Raid Guide, Rhyperior will be the Pokemon that you can evolve to during next Community Day. Rhyhorn is going to be the new Community Day shiny, and it's a beautiful shiny. I must say Rhydon, the middle stage, does lose a bit of the emphasis, but Rhyhorn is a very nice sort of pinky orange bronze, and Rhyperior, if we skip through the evolution, it's got like sort of neon orange armor, which I think I'm very happy personally as both a meta raid player, and also that's one of the Gen 1 shinies that they could have done a Community Day for even last year. I'm very happy that they've got that shiny coming through. I will say I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying, you know, the PvP community are quite hacked off about Vulpix not being the next one. And even new players, if you don't have a shiny Dratini, trust me, Dratini will, you know, it's gonna come around in December again. They may change it up, they might not have it just exclusively in raids. And Dratini, I'm sure, will be a boosted spawn at, you know, for a particular Go Fest or something like that. They do appear in windy weather, so there are more chances to get a shiny Dratini. They do hatch out of 10km eggs. And Vulpix, I stick by my decision. I seriously think Vulpix, you've just seen Miniature Research Day video where I had terrible luck personally, but I think that Vulpix could be an effective research day. If you have like catch 5 fire type Pokemon or something, that would be quite interesting. And then you have, you know, raids and eggs with the Alolan Vulpix in for the shiny of that. Normal Vulpix just in the research task. I think that would be actually a brilliant idea. March or April research day Vulpix. Fantastic. One other bit of news I totally forgot. By the time you're watching this, we'll have literally just had the Pokemon Spotlight Hour. Very first Pokemon, and we've just seen the players in New Zealand and Australia. Thank you very much, the APAC region, for your feedback on Twitter. It helps us out a lot over here in Europe and America. It's Onyx. Onyx is the featured Pokemon for Spotlight Hour, and depending on who you are, you're going to view that as a good or a bad thing. So personally for me, I have quite a few shiny Onyx already. I got 1 and 2 through like the Adventure Week last year, but I have 3 shinies. Yeah, Onyx and Steelix are not that fantastic in the general meta. However, PvP, Steelix in PvP, it's pretty decent. It does get some very interesting moves. And obviously it's a gold shiny. Who doesn't love a gold shiny? So we've seen that they are boosted Pokemon spawns basically. So I'm going to be out tonight on Ealing Green and doing a few laps and seeing what comes in off lures and stuff. But that's interesting. Onyx, first Pokemon to feature in the Spotlight Hour. So we'll have to see where they go next, because that's obviously a Pokemon that's already had the shiny released. Thinking what they could go with next if they make it a monthly or even a weekly thing. They could make it a weekly thing to help people pick up the shinies. Hey, they could have Dratini, couldn't they? Have Dratini Spotlight Hour, and then all of the people who don't have a shiny Dratini could actually do that one hardcore, but you're not putting everybody else who's done Dratini Community Day 3 times over, you know, irritating them. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how the Spotlight Hour A goes, and B, if it's a consistent thing. And obviously by the time you watch this, Heatran will have gone. It only has 2 hours remaining, so it's unfortunate. It's sad. We're waving goodbye to shiny Heatran. Raid Hour tomorrow. Hopefully see a couple of you there. And we're sticking to EX gyms because Tornadus is not a good flying type attacker. Its moveset is seriously compromised. It sits a long way below Unpheasant, and the fact that an evolved Pidgey can outclass a flying type legendary is a bit of a joke. However, I would say this sort of leaves the door open for Niantic if they wanted to, for example, do a specific raid day. You could do a raid day, and you know, they didn't do it with the beasts, but they are doing it with Lickitung coming, and they did it with the legendary birds, and they did it with Gengar and Lapras. Yeah, the Pokemon that feature in raid days usually get some kind of exclusive move. It's a legendary trio, so there's Tornadus, Thundurus and Landorus. And that trio could very easily be set up to be part of a raid day, maybe 2 or 3 years down the line. They may have already released a shiny, but they may add an exclusive move, Sky Attack, or something, and they may add, I'm sure it has some kind of exclusive move from the games, which could boost its, you know, ability as a flying type attacker enormously. That's a heck of a long way down the line, so if you're in need, like I said, of flying type attackers, hunt Murkrow, because that can be shiny. Hunt Pidove, because it's stupidly common and easy to evolve. It's 12 and then 50 candy. Murkrow requires Sinnoh Stone and 100 candy to evolve into Honchkrow, but I would say that, you know, wing attack, sky attack, probably the better move. Somebody hooting me because I have a camera out. Anyway, we're going to wrap up this raid guide, so I hope you found that useful. I would seriously, carte blanche, do not do too many Tornadus raids because you will not need the candy. It's only if you want to stock up on rare candy and items. But seriously, Tornadus is not worth your passes at all. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you are new with the notifications on. Throw a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Yes, let me know if you're actually excited for Tornadus. I think it's a cool looking legendary, but it's just such a shame that they've cocked up the moveset. But they do this all the time, don't they? They always put a bad moveset in, and it always compromises the legendary Pokemon. Anyway, take care everybody.